I came across this YouTube channel and honestly the numbers were mind-blowing. The channel is called The Dark Needle, and they've somehow been able to rack up more than 330,000 subscribers from only 64 videos. But that's not the impressive part. What's more astonishing is the fact that they achieved this incredible level of growth in less than a year. And most of their videos are bringing in hundreds of thousands of views, with these already hitting millions. That's how viral their strategy is. If you're wondering what they're doing, the channel is simply creating self-help videos that teach men how to build confidence, improve dating skills, and attract women. Each video uses engaging stories, debunks common myths with simple psychology tricks, and gives clear, practical mindset exercises. And they do all this using simple, pictogram-style images, which makes their videos even more intriguing to viewers. So if you're thinking of starting a faceless channel, this might just be the goldmine you've been looking for. Additionally, this style of content is highly monetizable, and the videos can be created using completely free AI tools. Don't just take my word for it. You can check monetization yourself with these two tools. The first one is NextLev, and second is YouTube Monetization Checker. Both are available as extensions in the Chrome Web Store. All you have to do is install them and then go back to the channel page. Refresh it, and you'll see NextLev's monetization directly on the channel page. For YouTube Monetization Checker, you need to select this extension icon and hit this Check This Channel button. Then wait a few seconds and you'll know whether the channel is monetized or not. As you can see, this channel is completely monetized, so nothing stops you from jumping into the niche right away. But if you're not sure where to start, that's what I'm here for. I'm going to guide you through everything from coming up with intriguing topics to crafting scripts that keep viewers glued to the screen. Then we'll move on to creating voiceovers using both free and paid tools. Once that's done, we'll go over generating images just like the channel we're modeling and even check out how you can edit them if necessary, before finally concluding with a short course on editing. This video is going to require a few prompts, so I've put them inside a Google Doc file which you can find in the prompts channel of my Discord server. Additionally, I'll also include other image resources in the files channel. Simply look for the title relationship niche in both channels for the prompt and resource files. Link to the Discord channel will be in the description of this video. And hey, if you find this helpful, don't forget to hit the like button. It doesn't cost you anything, but it really helps me out and keeps me motivated to continue dropping more tutorials like this. To give you a quick glimpse of what we're about to create in this video, check out this short demo I made using the exact same strategy I'm about to walk you through.
All this time you've been playing the game by her rules, smiling when you don't feel like it, agreeing with opinions that make you grind your teeth, sending good morning texts before your coffee's even kicked in. And what has it gotten you? A blinking cursor on her last read receipt, a conversation that peters out while you're still hunting for words, a nagging sense that you're auditioning for a role you'll never land. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to turn that script upside down and make her chase you. You think ignoring women sounds like a petty power play. You imagine a cold shoulder, long silences, unread messages, but the secret isn't about silent treatment or childish games. It's about rewiring the entire psychology of attraction. When you drop the desperate chase, you trigger her instincts in ways that charm, pull, and hypnotize without a single flattering text. Most guys try to be interesting. You're about to learn how to be unattainable and irresistible.
Now, the first step is to come up with topics for your videos. You can start by checking out the kind of topics similar channels are creating. But to make things easier, I've put together a prompt that simplifies this process. First, head over to the Google Doc I mentioned earlier and look for this heading. Copy the full prompt and paste it into your preferred text generator. Feel free to use whichever one you prefer. But I'll be using ChatGPT for this demonstration, so go ahead and paste the prompt. You only need to specify the number of topics that you want the AI to generate. In this case, I'll go with 20. Once that's done, hit enter and wait for the AI to generate the topics. Look through the results and choose your preferred topic. However, if none of the topics interest you, feel free to regenerate for a new batch of topics. The next step is to generate the script for the video. So go back to the Google Doc and look for this prompt. Copy and paste it inside your text generator. Now, before you make any changes, you need to understand how this prompt works. First thing you need to know is the word count. The channel we're modeling creates 8 to 15-minute long videos, so the prompt is structured to produce scripts ranging from 2,500 to 3,500 words. You don't need to use this same range for your videos, so feel free to change that if you want something different. Also, since most text generators may not be able to generate the full script at a go, the prompt is structured to break the script into sections. Let me show you. Make sure you've copied the topic that you want and then remove this placeholder. Paste the topic and hit enter. Simply wait a few seconds and the first part of your script will be ready. the AI typically does a good job with the script, but you can still go through it and make any necessary changes. One thing you'll notice at the bottom of the first part is a phrase asking you to type this command for the AI to generate the next part. So go ahead and type that and then hit enter. As you can see, the AI has generated the second part of the script, and depending on the length you specified, this may be the final part of the script. If you see this command at the bottom again, type continue till you finally see this end of script text. Now that the script is done, it's time to move to the next step, which is generating the voiceover. If you're on a budget and want something for your narration, I usually recommend Clipchamp. I personally haven't seen a limit on their voiceover, and the best part is that you can create the narration completely free of charge. If you don't like their voices, there are plenty of other free voiceover tools you can check out. I'm going to be using 11 Labs for this demonstration, so I'll quickly head over there. They've recently introduced the new version 3, so we'll check it out later. But first, go to their voice library and look for the voice that you want. To make it simpler, hit this button and then choose your language. Select the accent, gender, and the age of the character. This all depends on your personal preference. But once you're done, look through the result and choose the one that you prefer. Then hit the plus button to add it to your collection. If instead you see this button, it means that you've already added the voice. Hit the button to be taken back to the text-to-speech page. I'm going to test out the new version 3 update, so I'll paste the script and hit this enhance button. As you can see, it's added some emotional expressions to the narration, which is pretty cool. So feel free to test this out. Keep in mind that this version is still being tested, so it might make mistakes. In my case, it actually read one of the expressions instead of showing the emotion. To avoid wasting time here, I'm going to switch to the previous version and hit generate. If the voice doesn't sound the way you want, go ahead and tweak the settings. Once that's done, it's time to move on to the next step, which is generating the images. You can find pictogram-style images on websites like Flaticon and Vecteezy. However, it's a lot easier to use AI to generate your own. So you need some image prompts for your story. This is quite easy as I've created another prompt to simplify this. Go to the Google Doc and look for this heading. Copy this entire prompt and paste it inside your text generator. Now, before moving forward, you need to understand how this prompt works. It's structured to create a specific number of image prompts for each part of the script. So if the AI created your script in 3 parts, you'd need to create prompts for each of them. This makes things a lot easier, as you can even generate prompts for a single sentence if you want to. But enough talking, let me show you how to use it. You only need to do 2 things here. First, you need to specify the number of image prompts that you want the AI to generate for a particular part of the script. In this case, I'll go with 20 image prompts. Once that's done, scroll down to the bottom and you'll see this section placeholder. As the name suggests, this is where you'll be pasting each section. So make sure you copy the first one, leaving only the command at the bottom. Then remove this placeholder and paste the copied section. No need to do anything else. Simply hit enter and wait for the AI to generate your image prompts. Repeat this for any other sections of your script. Also, in case the AI misses any relevant image, you can either paste the description of that image or even a corresponding sentence from the script exactly where you added the section. Now that the prompts are ready, it's time to generate the images. This part depends on your personal preference, so feel free to use your preferred image generator. But if you want something free, Google's Image FX works perfectly. So open it and paste your prompt inside the prompt box. For the aspect ratio, you can choose whichever one you want, but for this particular image, I'll go with one of these portrait formats and hit create. Wait a short while and the image should be ready. Repeat this for every other image you'll need for your narration. One issue you may face here is the background of the images. The prompts are structured to create images with black background. However, you'll notice some of the images end up with grayish backgrounds, so you need to remove them. You can skip that if you're using ChatGPT. It does a great job with prompt adherence, as you can see from this image and background, but you can go one step further by adding a transparent background to the prompt. That way the images come out without any background, which simplifies the process. In case you're using ImageFX and want to remove the background, head over to Photopea and drop your image. You don't need to do much. Simply select this magic wand tool and click on the background. Hit delete on your keyboard, and as you can see, the background is completely gone. Now export the image as a PNG file. Simple as that. One other thing that the channel we're modeling uses is some kind of character. This part is totally optional, so feel free to skip it completely. But if you also want to brand your videos the same way, this is how you can do that. First, you need a few images of the character. So go to Vecteezy and search for a silhouette of a teacher. Don't forget to filter for only vector images, and also choose your license type if you're on the free plan. Look through the results for images where a teacher is performing some kind of action. You don't need too many, just 1 or 2 should do. Once you've found the one that you want, download and extract the files. You'll notice a few files, but the one we're interested in is the EPS file format. Drag that one and drop it inside Photopea. Turn off any layers that you don't need, and double-click this layer of the character. You can choose the color that you want, but the channel we're modeling uses a white character, so let's stick with that for now. Oh, and I'll be making the final versions of these images available in the resource folder I mentioned at the beginning, so no need to stress yourself. But to give you a better understanding so you can put your own twist on it, try and follow along this process. We want to change the head of the character into a circle. But before that, let's add a black background to make things easier to see. This is quite simple. Select the rectangle tool and draw a rectangle around the canvas. If the black background is covering the character image, you can move it below the character. But this one is alright, so I'll leave it and select the character layer. Right-click and choose Rasterize. Then select the eraser tool and increase the size. Now use it to remove the head of the character. Once that's done, add a new layer and choose the Ellipse tool. While holding Shift, draw a simple white circle to represent the character's head. This looks alright, so we can add the channel brand. I'll be using an image of a nail that I generated with ImageFX, so I'll drop it inside the canvas and rasterize it. Then grab the magic wand tool, click the background of the nail, and hit Delete to remove it. Press Ctrl+D to deselect the shape and choose the Move tool. Drag the image to the center of the circle and maybe rotate it slightly. This looks alright, so hide the black background and export the image as a PNG. Like I said earlier, this as well as a few other images for the character will all be available for download in the resource folder. Now, it's time to edit the video, so open your preferred video editor. I'll be going with CapCut, but feel free to use Premiere Pro or any other editor you prefer. So import all your files, including the voiceover and images. Then drag and drop the voiceover files inside the timeline. If there are long pauses, go through and remove them all. To make it easier, keep playing it to ensure that you're removing just enough for the narration to still flow and sound naturally. Once you're done cleaning up the voiceover, you need to specify the aspect ratio for the video. Go to Ratio and choose 16:9 for long form. Now, the first thing you need to add to the project is your background. The channel we're modeling uses different styles, but mostly animated grid ones. You can find a bunch of these on Vecteezy. Simply search and download the one you want for your video. Make sure it's imported inside CapCut and then add it to your timeline. You can extract and delete the background music if it has one, but most of these grid footages don't, so leave it the way it is. Don't forget to duplicate it as many times as necessary to match up with the full duration of your video. Now, normally, you'd need to add the images before creating the captions, but you can reverse that for this niche. Simply go to Text, Auto Captions, and then Generate. Once the captions are ready, select them all and uncheck this Apply to All. Bring in your first image and scale it slightly. Now select the caption for that part and modify the text to what you want to show. Make sure you hit this button for uppercase letters and then choose a template if you want to. It's not very necessary for this niche, but feel free to look through the available options. This works perfectly, but you can also take a more manual approach. Let me show you. I'm going to delete the captions and then add a default text to the timeline. Change the text, scale it down, and position it where you want. Then choose your preferred font. This one works fine, so let's go with it and also change the color if you want to. You need a short entrance animation for the first image. So go to Animation and choose an in animation. Feel free to change the duration as well and trim the clip according to the flow of your narration. This next part is optional, but you can add one of the characters, position it somewhere like this, and add a text representing key points in the narration. In case you want to change the character to one of the others, simply drag and drop it over the original to replace it. Add any other necessary text and keep repeating this process throughout. One other important thing you need to do is to go to Effects and look for Rebound Swing. Drag and drop it onto the images to add a bit of movement. Feel free to play around with the speed and size settings. You can't add this effect to the text layers, so you need to right-click and create a compound clip. Now you can add the effect to the text. In case you want to add transitions, make sure you put the layers inside a compound clip like this. Then you can add your favorite transition between images. Bring in your other images and repeat this process for them all. You can even add a glow to the images if you want to. Just make sure you decrease the intensity so it's not too bright. Keep in mind that you can always use the text from the auto captions to make things easier, especially for places where you want to show some text on the screen. In places where you want to move an image from one point to another, make sure you set a keyframe where you want the character to start, then move to the point where you want the character to be moved and drag it there. In this case, I want this character and the texts to move down, and I'll also add this new character over here, and use keyframes to move it into frame at the same time as the other images move below. Keep arranging the rest of your images till you're done. Then select all the background footages and create a compound clip. Go to Blend and decrease the opacity slightly so it doesn't stand out too much. Now it's time to add background music. You can grab one from your favorite royalty-free website or even YouTube's audio library. Add it to your timeline and decrease the volume if it's too loud. Don't forget to trim any excess, and finally add sound effects for the character movement. You can grab a simple whoosh sound by going to Audio, Sound Effects, and then searching for the effect. Once everything looks good, it's time to export the video at 1080p, 2K or 4K resolution. I'll be making the uncut footage as well as a professional thumbnail prompt available to my Growth Hack members, so feel free to join my community for some awesome perks. Thank you, and see you in the next one.